And now we're going to go on to the first step, which is defining a tangible outcome. Again, the reason you want to do this is measurable results will help you know if you're on track. It will guide your actions and what steps you take. If you don't do this, years may pass and you may realize you haven't made the progress that you wanted. And what you want to do with this is create SMART goals. Again, it's got to be exciting. It's got to be exciting. It's got to be something that's fulfilling for you, but it also needs to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, and exciting. Those SMART goals. I wanted to point to what would happen if we had no tangible outcome, and we're just looking at a map. As you can see, there's not a lot of movement here. There's nothing happening. There's no purpose, there's no usefulness, there's no utility, there's nothing really happening with the map if we just look at it and don't draw an X on it. But then what happens when we draw an X? We've got two X's suddenly. We've got one in San Diego and one in South Africa. Suddenly, we've got a purpose. Suddenly, we've got direction. And suddenly, these shapes that were just kind of sitting there have a whole different meaning. Suddenly, South America is a lot more significant because that's a step along the way. South America suddenly has something important to me, into my life, and see how it fits in with my purpose. And that's how it's going to be when you're defining your tangible outcome for yourself. Suddenly, different parts of your life will have different significance once you know where you're headed. And again, you should have the wheel of life already filled out. You should have every area of your life on a scale from 0 to 10, how fulfilled you are in each area. But I want you to take a look at it again and just get reconnected with where it's high, where it's low, and go ahead and ask yourself, what in the areas that are low, what's missing in the areas that are low? So go ahead and just think about that for a second right now. Go ahead and pause the video and write down a few things. What do you think's missing in the areas that are low? So go ahead and do that now. Okay, welcome back. I hope that you've got some good answers there, something that you're connected to, something that's important. Again, the present moment situation, this is where the emotional connection is important because that's what's going to drive us forward. We need that emotional connection to where we are currently. And what we're going to do now is transfer some of that information to the other document, which is called Connect the Dots. This is where we're going to start to connect the dots, but we're going to start with where we came from and where we are today. And what you're going to do is write down in the past, the spot that says past, you're going to write down where you used to be, maybe 5 years ago, because where you are today was once a goal. Where you are today is something that you've achieved in your life. You've overcome some challenges, you've had some struggles that you've had to go through, but you've gotten to where you are today. So it's important to acknowledge where you came from and what you've overcome, because that's part of the journey, part of your total journey, and getting that bigger picture is important. So you're going to write down some things that used to be missing in the past and how it felt back then. Then you'll write down where you are today in the present and what's missing maybe in the present and some emotions that are there for you. And with both of these steps, we want to write down facts and emotions so we get both the left brain and the right brain. An example of this for the past is maybe there's an engineer. He started his engineering career learning technical aspects of the job, but he's feeling confused and overwhelmed with all there is to learn. That's the past. But then in the present, he's got 5 years of experience in engineering. He's feeling competent in his technical aspects of the job. So you can acknowledge that progress there first. But then right now, he's working on cookie cutter projects. He's not making much progress in his career, and he's feeling stuck, disengaged, and frustrated with the lack of progress. So they're both the past and the present, and both the logic and the emotion for both steps. So go ahead and write down your past, where you came from, what you've overcome, how you felt back then. Write down where you are today, and then something that may be missing right now in the present moment, and some of the emotions you've got with both facts and emotions. I'll give you just about a minute to do that, so go ahead and do that now. Okay, welcome back. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. But I hope that you found some good information there, something about where you've come from and where you are today. Next, we're going to go into the desired goal. We're going to skip 1 step and 2 step for now, but we're going to go right to that desired goal, the one that's highlighted. And we're going to write down a 12-month goal. And again, it's going to be a SMART goal. So it's going to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, and exciting. and we'll write down 2 to 3 emotions that we're going to feel when we get there. So again, we're getting this emotional connection first because we want to get connected to our values and what's important to us, and then we can plan out the logic afterwards. But we want to make sure it's important to us first of all and get this emotional connection to where we are today and where we want to be. So that's what we're doing right now. I'll give you an example first. So for the desired goal, for a 1-year goal for the same person, I'm going to be working through the same example through this whole training. An example of a 12-year goal for this engineer could be to be promoted to a new job with more responsibility, work on bigger projects, use creativity to solve challenging problems, and how he's going to feel then. He's going to feel fresh and new and excited about the work that he's doing. So that's an example of the same engineer that was just feeling stuck and disengaged with lack of progress. A good 12-month goal is just to get promoted or find that new job and be working on bigger projects. So go ahead and write down your desired goal. What could you achieve in 12 months? What's exciting and what would be motivating for you to achieve in 12 months? So go ahead and write down some facts and some emotions about that desired goal. And I'll give you about a minute to do that. Okay, welcome back. If you need any more time, just go ahead and pause the video. But I hope that you've got something really inspiring there, something exciting for your desired goal. So we've defined our tangible outcome. We've got those where we are and where we want to be. We got the gap there, defining that gap. Next, we want to connect the dots. How are we going to get there? How are we going to get from point A to point B? And what's the journey going to be like? Thank you for watching this clip from our emotional intelligence training. The training is designed to help you improve your self-confidence, your stress management, and your conflict resolution skills. If you'd like to gain access to this full training video for free, you can click the link below.